Hey team, how's it going? Um, I'm coming to you guys tonight, not to train and not to talk RF, but to more so fill you all in on some news that's been going on with one of our teammates and business partners, Sarah Frederick. And I know some of you may have been a little bit more involved with her story and what's going on, but I thought I would bring this to the team and kind of fill everybody in because we're all over the place and we're all over the nation. And, we've all come together in this business for one big reason, and I think it's to really change our futures, right? And we've all linked arms and we encourage one another and support one another in our daily endeavors and in general in life. And so when something like this pops up, I really wanted to take the opportunity to kind of share it and let you guys kind of know what's going on, and then also see what we can do to support one another and help. But our good friend Sarah Frederick, who is on our team, she lives out of Fostoria. It's just south of where I live, maybe 20 minutes. Her son was in a pretty horrific accident on October 20th, so it's been about 2 weeks. And he is, I think, 16, maybe 17, but he's young and was in a pretty horrible fight at school and was thrown to the ground, it sounds, I believe, head first, and was taken to the ER shortly after the accident, and they life flighted him to Sioux Falls, where he immediately had brain surgery. They removed the left side of his skull and removed blood clots and stopped the bleeding, and then put the left side of his skull back on. And he has been in the ICU, was in a medically induced coma for a few days, and now has been amidst trying to basically come back from a very, very, very traumatic brain injury. And so I didn't, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my mind if I'm totally gonna cry. So you guys gonna have to bear with me because I know it's been 2 weeks since this has happened, but it's just so fresh still. And so I wanted to kind of fill everybody in because there's so much more to Sarah's story that a lot of us don't know, but I'm gonna try to kind of bring everybody up to date and maybe what we're gonna do as a team, what I wanna try to do as a team. But ultimately, Sarah and her husband, Mike, have been obviously at their son's side. Their son's name is Lane. And I'll go ahead and get you guys their CaringBridge, but their son's name is Lane, and he's been basically battling this really horrific brain injury for the last 2 weeks. In and out of really high fevers, 103-degree temperatures, and basically his brain is going through this storming process where it's constantly basically reliving the trauma over and over and over again. Their son has Asperger's autism before all this happened, and already had been dealing with seizures in the first place. And so this is definitely a big curveball to his health and to his future. So I reached out to Sarah's upline leader, Katrina Howard, and I asked her, what their situation is, what we can do to help. And I found out that they were actually in the midst of building their dream home. And her husband, Mike, had been doing a lot of the work, the majority of the work, right? And so she took me out to this house and we looked around, and there's so much work left to be done. They have some bedrooms done. The kitchen has cabinets. That's about it. They have some of the flooring in, a lot of trim that has left to be done. No storage is up. Most electrical is only half in. Most of the bathrooms aren't done. And they were in the midst of living in a camper on the front of the lawn. And so what they were in the midst of doing was moving into their home, living there, but cooking still in the camper and bringing food back to the house. And oh my gosh, a nightmare for any healthy family, right? And so all of this happened. They're in the midst of being in Sioux Falls. And it sounds to me like they're having help pulling their crop out, which is amazing. And it sounds to me like they have some people maybe helping to try to get the construction to move forward. As I understand it, Lane has at least 4 to 6 more weeks in the hospital, at least. it could be way longer. We don't know. But what I wanted to try to do, you guys, is to make something possible that maybe wouldn't otherwise be possible. And I just really felt the need to, I don't know, just like do something big for this family. I mean, they've just been through one of the most probably horrific situations they're ever going to experience. And I can't imagine any of this happening to my little boys. I just can't. And so I know there's been a lot of people that want to make meals for this family and want to, when they come home, provide food for them so that they can prepare this food, without having to worry about cooking for their son while they're in the midst of having him. We don't know what this is going to look like for him in the future. We don't know if he's going to need to be in a wheelchair. We don't know if he's going to be able to walk. We don't know if he's going to be able to really communicate really well. I mean, there's just so much to this. And so anyway, what I'd like to do is I'm going to start a fundraiser. And it is going to be my goal that the Rhode Island Fields team, and whatever this looks like, we're going to buy them an appliance package to put in their kitchen. So they have a way to feed their family when they get home from the hospital. I know amidst all of this too, Sarah was supposed to start a new job in November and start insurance. And so they're in the middle of a COBRA plan. And so for those of you who have not been on a COBRA plan, those are very expensive. Like, those insurance policies are astronomically expensive. And so the Lord only knows what this is going to look like for them coming out of 2-3 month hospital stay. So I want to do something big because we are big. We are a big team. We're a team of well over 150. And I really think that if even half of us gift toward this goal, that we can achieve it. So I happen to have a very good friend that is bending over backwards to give us appliances at the best cost that we could possibly get. And so my goal is to get $30 to $35 per miracle worker to gift toward this appliance package from our team. Whatever is not raised toward the goal, Nancy and I are probably going to split. Nancy's already committed as well to gifting in this big way, and she wants nothing more than to make this transition possible for the Fredericks to come home and for them to be able to have a place to cook a meal. So I want you guys to understand that I'm thinking of this family and what they're going through, and I understand that not everybody will be able to afford $30 or $35, and I totally understand that. So I don't want anybody to feel guilty. If you feel the need to give $5, that is so generous. If you feel the need to give $50, that is so generous. But I just think that I just felt called to do this, to help this family in this way, because I do lead a team of 150, and I do think that we can make a big life-changing difference for this family. And if it's something as small or as big as an appliance package, I really think it's something that we can continue to give back and continue to give and give and give to this family as they are in the midst of trying to bring their son home and recover from this trauma. So I'm going to post my PayPal account. I'm going to order the appliances no matter what on November 9th. And so my goal is to get at least 2/3 of the miracle workers to gift around $30 to $35. And like I said, whatever you guys feel the need to gift is so generous. And if you feel like your gift is going to be prayers, then I know the Frederick family appreciates that. So I love you guys. I'm just thankful that we all have our health, and that, we can band together in times like this and really support one another and really make this a life-changing skincare business. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or Katrina Howard or Carrie Lee. And I hope that we can maybe answer whatever it is you might have on your mind. So thanks, you guys, and thank you for your generosity and all your support. Let's see what we can do to make a really, really big difference in this family's life. So thanks, you guys. Take care. Good night.